Okay, good morning, kids. Today you might notice that you have a blank slate here. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do a times table. So let's do our times table right now. So very quickly we just create a times symbol. Then just do the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. And we're going to do the same up here. Just give yourself about 1 millimeter of distance or 2 millimeters of distance between each number, because then we're going to separate them with lines. So perhaps maybe we could have done a little bit more, but all that matters is this part's going to be separate from the rest of our times tables because these are not part of the multiples. This is just an aid to help us to multiply. Why are we making a times table? Mr. Holiday, I already know my times. Well, maybe you do, but it would be helpful for like when we're doing our division. And so in another video I will show you how to use the times tables to do that. So I recommend that if you're still pausing or taking forever or making some real serious mistakes with your division, that you consider the fact that maybe you should use a multiplication table. But Mr. Holiday, I can't use that on the achievement test, whatever a test I'm taking. SOL for here in Virginia, for the Virginia schools, or whatever other tests that they take elsewhere. You can, in fact, use the times tables. You just have to make it on your own. It takes about 10 minutes. You can use this on any test, but they won't let you take a test. And with the times table, you have to create one from your memory. So just follow this kind of pattern, and then we can separate it any way in our minds. If we need to circle them, go ahead and circle them. Because you don't want to accidentally think that they're part of the multiples, that they're a 13th multiple in your set of 12 multiples that you're going to have for each one of these numbers. You're going to have a multiple. So we don't want that to happen. We don't want you to get confused. So perhaps I should have distanced these a little bit better, but oh well. Okay, we're all going to, just get used to this, and you might notice that if you're like, oh, okay, I can do it faster than him, yeah, because I'm explaining it. But take your time. I'm showing you this with one hand. You can use a ruler or just another piece of paper, lean it up against it and write it in. You might want to make yours a little bit wider because I'm seeing that this could be a problem when we're writing some of our larger multiples. Okay, I'm going to pause it for a second and finish this, and you can go ahead and finish yours. Alright, so I finished with the lines. It's not perfect, but it's doable. Remember, when we're doing times tables, we're going to be using a pencil, not a pen like I am. So you can, quickly erase any mistakes, but it should take you, if you're really having difficulty adding some of the numbers, you can just, it will take you maybe 5 more minutes. So 10, 15 minutes tops, A lot of teachers will give you a full math period, so an hour and a half if you're doing just a math test. And remember that the achievement test at SOL here in Virginia schools will, give you the whole day. So you're going to be fine. Okay? So when we do our individual multiples, you know, like the ones, those are easy. Identity property of multiplication is that any number times 1 is itself. So once you have that known, and it's going to be easy. 1 times 2, well, it's like 2 is looking in the mirror. Who does it see? It sees itself. 3 looks into this flat mirror here, and it sees itself. 4 looks into the flat mirror and sees itself, and so on. Okay, you can use just the lines here. You don't need to write the lines like I did right here. You can see I wrote all of the rest of the ones. We can just get at our own pace, write the ones we already know. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? You know all of your 2s. And we know all of our 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And our 5s we know. And our 10s we know. And 11s are just double 1, double 2, double 3, etc. And then when we get to 10, 11, and 12, we might get a little, iffy. So let me pause again and complete most of those. Okay, so you can see that I took the liberty to do not just the 5s, the easy ones, 10s and 11s, but I also did 4s, which might be pretty easy. Remember, you could just add 4 each time and just go 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 4 is 16, and just keep going and you should be able to get it. What in the world is this? You don't have to ever write this. This is just a technique I'd like to share with you. I like to call this the progressive gap difference. So if you look at the number just before it that you already know how to do, let's say you know your 11s. Oh, I get my 11s up to right about here, and then I have to add 11 here. Get 110, add 11 again, I get 121, add 11 again, I get 132. But maybe instead of you having to recount each time, you could just figure out a difference pattern, and you'll find that it progressively gets larger. So the difference between 12 and 11 is 1. The difference between 24 and 22, which is the 11s, is 2. Then it's 3. So I just add 1 to 11, I get 12. 2 to the multiple of 11, 22 plus 2, so I write out all my 11s, and then I just do the next number over, and I just add progressively. It gets larger. Does it work just with the 11s and 12s? No, it works with every single one of them. So 3, you add 3 plus 1 is 4. Then the next multiple of 3 to get to the multiple of 4, 6 plus the next one is 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 5 plus 5 is 20. 18 plus 6 is 24. And so, but you could see for like the 4s, that's not very helpful because it would be easier just to add 4s. But you can do that with any of these. 5s, it might actually be helpful again because I'm adding 6 each time. But I could just do really quickly, I could just go 5 plus 1 is 6. 10 plus 2 is 12. 15 plus 3, that might be easier to count really fast. And then the next one is, since that was 3, it's going to be 4. 20 plus 4 is 24. And if you don't believe me, just check your another times tables and you'll see, oh my goodness, this actually works. So if this helps you save a little bit of time, I recommend that you use it. So where were we? So we were at 4s, then we had 5, and then that becomes 30. Then we had 6 this time, and it becomes 36. 7 this time, it becomes 42. And so on until we complete the rest of it. And we can do that gap thing to the next one over too, because then it's 6 plus 1 is 7. Plus 2 is 14. And notice these are the actual multiples of 7. Okay, same thing here. We can do it again. 7 plus 1 is 8. 14 plus 2 is 16, and these are the actual multiples. Okay, so it just gets larger and larger using this technique, and then 21 plus 3 is 24, and these are the actual multiples. So we can complete this way. We can also just add 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21 plus 7 is, and then count it up. Don't count 21, just go 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and we stop at the 7th finger, and then you just add and count, but never start counting from this number. Go to the next number over, and then that should give you the correct thing. So that's an error that a lot of us do. When we're struggling with multiplication, we don't have a complete mastery of our adding, as far as maybe we can't memorize, we're having difficulty memorizing our adding facts, so we count, but we accidentally count a number that we shouldn't have, so when we're counting up, when we count up to the next multiple, we might say 28, then 29. No, you need to say the next number up, and don't mention that one, and then keep going until you get to your 7th finger. So this is how you would do it. Now, I've taken probably 9 minutes to explain this or whatnot. Obviously, I paused it in a couple places, but I'm giving explanations to you, so you're going to be able to do it a lot faster than me, and be able to easily do it in 10 minutes. And remember, your teachers give you about an hour and 30 minutes for math. So if they're doing a test, they're probably going to give it to you at the beginning of the session. And so if it involves computation, you won't be able to bring a times table to the test, but you'll be able to anytime scratch paper, ask for it, and you can always do a times tables. 10 minutes is not a huge waste. If you're struggling throughout the test because you don't have a times tables, might as well just get it over with. First 10 minutes, then you're done, and we're ready, and we're awesome. All right, thank you again. And there will be another video that will show you how to use the times tables. So thanks for paying attention to the video, and best of luck.